Hi everyone, this is Sam from Tern Heads. I wanted to talk to you today about how to get a creative internship or a first-time junior position at a design agency. So one thing I wish I'd done the first time I started uni was research the companies and the opportunities around me so that I had a clearer goal in mind throughout my studies. Remember that internships and work placements are an extremely important part of study and above all self-growth. They help you gain real-world insight into what it's like to be a designer and what kind of tasks and workflows you will need to adapt to and master as you enter the industry. So think about your current location, where you study and live, and perhaps where you would ultimately like to work in the future. So whether that's back home, in London, or maybe overseas. So then you need to complete some steps. So you'll do this once for work placements and internships, and then again for full-time junior positions if they differ from the locations from your work placements. So the reason why we do this twice is because you may not be able to afford the travel or accommodation fees during your studies, and therefore it might be best to try and find experience closer to the location of your university to start with, and then branch out to your desired job location areas once you're financially able to do so. So step one, research companies and opportunities. So find out who they are, how they work, who their clients are, what their office locations are, are they standalone, regional or global? What their ethos is. This is very important and it will need to match up with your own. What their style is it a style that you also enjoy working with? Is it, animation, moving image? Is it photography based? A bit of illustration in there? All kinds of things. So just try and find some similarities with the way that you enjoy to work. Find out who works there as well and what are their roles. So step 2 is make a list of your top 10. Once you know the agencies that exist in your desired work locations, rank them in order of the ones you would most like to work at. So if you do this early, for instance when you're studying, it will give you a clearer idea of what you're aiming for once you actually graduate, and it will enable you to tailor your projects and therefore your portfolio along the way, building up collateral for those all-important interviews. Step 3 is prepare your collateral. So if you don't have many projects relating to the field that you would like to specialise in, then you'll need to create some. Remember that you are trying to speak and connect with your interviewer each time. So make sure your covering letter, your CV and your portfolio include relevant information to each specific company and acknowledge the way they work, their company mantra and their client type. Step 4, contact the right person. Refer to your notes from step 1 and identify the best person within the company to address your email to. If it's unclear, then just make a quick phone call to the studio reception and ask who the best person is to contact, and request their contact information. It's okay, they won't bite, they're used to it, so don't panic, and it will just take 2 seconds and then you'll know who to contact. Step 5, write a personalised email. So explain why you would like the opportunity to come and work with the team in your cover email, and attach a reasonably sized PDF which maintains good quality visuals without being too big. So try and keep any attachments under 10 meg to ensure that they end up in your recipient's inbox. You can do this by saving the PDF as smallest file size, and then on the left hand side you can click the compression tab, and in those settings just put the image quality to high. So that will keep your file size small but your quality good. Step 6, so the second attempt. If you don't get a response the first time, please don't take it to heart. 9 times out of 10, unbeknownst to you, you've chosen the busiest moment in the studio to send your email, and the recipient is just run off their feet with meetings in the middle of an urgent deadline, or is replying to an epically long email chain that just needs their full attention at that moment. We're human, and sometimes we just genuinely forget to reply, even though we fully intend to. So just drop us another email a week later and just request some feedback. Avoid Mondays if you can, and hopefully you'll get a better response the second time. Step 7, the direct approach. So if you sent countless requests to countless agencies and you're just still waiting for some kind of feedback and you're just getting nothing, another approach you can take is to drop your portfolio off at the studio by hand. Sometimes that face-to-face interaction really does count, and it shows that you're determined and you're driven. So for all you know, the agency is just inundated with emails from students and graduates every day. But if you show up and you hand over your beautifully presented hard work and let them know that you'll come back in a few days to take it to a rival agency maybe, the office manager will ensure that the studio knows that it's there and it's going to be picked up at a certain time. So they will at least maybe give you some feedback when you go on to pick it up, that then you can maybe use later on, or they might offer you an interview. You never know. So step 8 is perseverance. The key here is just keep swimming. Yes, design is competitive, and yes, it is difficult to get your foot in the door, but that's not to say that it's impossible. I cannot express how much it truly boils down to right place, right time. And if you're the right fit for the company, just find as many opportunities for you, and at some point it will go right. And when it does, just grasp it with both hands, be as helpful and enthusiastic as you possibly can, and then hopefully they'll offer you a job. So have a think about who your top agencies are. Maybe let me know your top 3 in the comments below, and maybe tag them and see if you can start a conversation. Best of luck.